మిత్రులారా, బంధువులారా, వనక్కము, వెల్కము, స్వాగతము టు సౌత్ ఏషియా మ్యాప్స్ డాక్టర్ J. Reddy's education channel, intellectual Chatriya's channel. Mitruna, we are continuing our Israel series that is the broader Israel, Gaza, West Bank, Philistine or Palestine regions. In the part 5 today, we are going to talk about British Mandatory Palestine, that is a geopolitical entity that existed post World War I after the dismemberment of Ottoman Sultanate from 1920s to 48, round about 28 years or so. In this, we'll be talking about what are the various districts and sub-districts of British Mandatory Palestine. Today, that is transformed into state of Israel and a sort of geopolitical entity of West Bank and Gaza Palestine region. By knowing these around about 20 or so geopolitical regions, we'll have a good understanding of current socio-political and what's going on in that region. And I have posted all these presentations at my YouTube education channel, South Asia Maps JRD. You can go and access from there. And this presentation is the broader. I have here listing all the Israel series. There are around about 26 or so, and more I will post as the time permits. We are talking about part 5, the British Mandatory Palestine districts and sub-district. Remember, these districts and sub-districts are taken round about 1930s or so. You may find some little variations, some additions, and so that may not matter, but these are essentially what it is going to be. And after this presentation, you will get a good and deeper understanding of British Mandatory Palestine region that today constitutes geopolitical entities, Israel and West Bank and Gaza Strip. So mandatory Palestine resulted after post-World War II geopolitical changes in this region, dismemberment of former Ottoman Empire, where this region that belonged to Ottoman sultans was given as a mandate, means is not a sort of imperialism by the United, at the time, a sort of United Nations or so League of Nations gave to French and British regimes. French got Lebanon and Syria, and British got Palestine and Jordan or Transjordan across the Jordan River and Iraq. So we are, later Jordan was given to son of Sharif of Mecca, who cooperated with them during the World War I in this region. So here divisions and subdivisions, 6 districts, 16 sub-districts I am showing you. The districts are northern part Galilee, further this the Galilee, the next is Haifa region, and next is the Samaria region. This is the Samaria region, and LYDDA, essentially Jaffa and Ramle region, the Jaffa and Ramle region, and of course the important major center there, Jerusalem region, and Gaza, southern part, that includes the Negev desert. Across the Sinai was like a treaty was undergone between Ottoman Empire and Egypt, Misr, around about 1900 or so, which at that time Misr was under British control. The line demarcating the western part Sinai and the eastern part Negev Gaza was drawn at that time. So these are the divisions, districts and sub-districts. Northern part, I have just shown here abbreviation so that to save some space there, you can easily figure it out from here. Galilee region is the mostly upland region, plateau region, mountain region, you can say. And this is the lake, Tiberias or Kinneret, you can say. I also put the Golan Heights that was annexed by the Israelis, excuse me, post 1967 war. So the Galilee region, this is the Safed sub-district and our Japheth. Remember, there are Arabic names, there are Hebrew names, so there are various spellings also. So you have to keep that in mind. Safed region and Tiberias or Kinneret region, and this is the BeitSham. This is the Jordan River. East of Jordan River is the Trans-Jordan region. At that time it is called, later become Jordan. Trans means across. If you put like this area, Jerusalem is the central part, this is the trans of the river across. This is the cis, this side of the river, cis Jordan or Trans-Jordan. This is the east bank, this is called west bank of Jordan. So this is the Dead Sea, this is the Galilee or Lake Tiberias. This is the freshwater lake. This is the around about 400 meters or so below mean sea level. This is the Salt Lake. And so we have the Safed or Japheth and Kinneret and Tiberias and BeitSham or Beisan region and Acre. Now it is called Acre region, Acre town or Acre town. And then we have Nazareth, an important center, and here Afula, Nazareth, and Cana, and all those areas. So this is the Madhyadhara Samudra, Mediterranean Sea, or Levant Sea. That is the Galilee region, upland, very fertile region, and all well-watered region of today's Israel. Then you have the Haifa region. This is the Haifa. There is the Mount Carmel in this region, and is also very prominent Carmel mountains there. And this is the region where the coastal plains are broken. They become very restricted around about 100, 150 kilometers at one point. Otherwise, they are around about 10, 20, 15 kilometers across the Mediterranean Sea. The Haifa, even though Haifa is there, Haifa, Hadera, Caesarea, Old Port, and all those areas are the historic Haifa region. So Galilee region and Haifa region, Galilee district, Haifa district, then SAMARA region. SAMARA, this is the SAMARA, the historically northern part of the ancient Israeli settlements, and they rule Samara or Samaria region. This is the Judah region or Judea region, Judah region, Samara region. The Samara region has three prominent, the Jenin subdistrict and Nablus subdistrict and Tulkaram. You see the Tulkaram, Jenin and Nablus subdistricts are there here. And this is the and the LYDDA region. The LYDDA region at the time, Jaffa was a prominent world town and fort, around which Tel Aviv was built after large-scale programs of the Jewish people in Europe, and after their kingdom was destroyed around about 2000 years or so during the Roman Byzantine times. They dispersed throughout the world. Some Sephardic Jews lived in the Islamic world, and Ashkenazi Jews lived in the Europe, and they were discriminated, and programs they started coming here. They developed this region. Have Tel Aviv later built like a new city. So we have a Jaffa, Tel Aviv, Jaffa, or Jaffa. This Jaffa is different from Haifa. You have to remember that one. And Ramle region. Essentially, this is the Jaffa and Rehovot region and those areas. Then we have that is the Samaria region and LYDDA region, Samara region and LYDDA region. Then you have the historic Jerusalem region. Jerusalem region, northern part is Ramallah and Jerusalem southern part is Hebron. This is essentially Judean mountain region, and this is the Judean desert. And the southern part is essentially the semi-arid region that is now historic called Negev region, and BeerSheba being the prominent town now, at the time also BeerSheba. Across this, the Gaza. The demarcation of this line between the Gaza and BeerSheba and Sinai was done at the when the terminal stages of the Ottoman Empire between the sultans of Misr, that is the Egypt, which was partly under the control of the British imperialism. So these are the prominent district sub-districts, and we'll go to the map and we can look at them. And here I am trying to show the same thing in the map in the Wikipedia. So you can see that Galilee region has a Safed and Acre and Tiberias and Nazareth and BeitSham. This is the Jezreel Valley or Kishon River Valley or Esdraelion Valley, this region, Haifa region. And this is the Samaria region, Tulkaram, Jenin and Nablus. and LYDDA region, Jaffa and Ramle, this Rehoboth, now all those areas, and Judean region, that is the Jerusalem region, and southern Gaza region, Gaza and BeerSheba. And we can see now Gaza region, Gaza and southern part Rafah and northern part Beit-Lena, and you can see BeerSheba. Now after declaration of the state of Israel and wars, now Israel has a lot of settlements called development towns built in the Negev region. There is the BeerSheba and Dimona and Arad. And this region is now a prominent tourist place, domestic, international. 10% of international tourism is driven to this Negev region. Nearly forms half of the current Israel's surface area, around about 12,000 square kilometers out of 22,000 square kilometers or so. Remember, the areas are contested and disputed. We are just giving a broader idea of the geopolitical interest. Then you have Jerusalem area, and you have the Hebron area, Jerusalem, and excuse me for my language, the Ramallah area. So this the Ramallah will be somewhere here, the Ramallah area and Jerusalem area. This is the LYDDA area, that is the Tel Aviv and Holon and Rishon, Lezion and Rehoboth area, and all this Ashur. This is the LYDDA region. And this is the Haifa region, is Netanya and Caesarea. You can see Haifa. This is the Mount Carmel here, so that is the one region. Other important region is the Tulkaram region. I think this is the Tulkaram region. Netanya and all these areas, you'll see Tulkaram also. Nabuus, they should be down from Netanya to Tulkaram. So this came to British, the Palestine area geopolitical entity. So Tulkaram area and Nabuus and Tulkaram and all those areas, and then Jenin, this area. And the historic Galilee region, this is the Kishon River or Kishon River, and this is the Estrade plain area, Jezreel plain and Asher plains in the coastal. Important area being the Ephula, the major center, and Nazareth here, and Nazareth, and we can see the Galilee. Now Acre and Akka and Neharia, these areas, and this is the Lebanon and Bekaa Valley and all those Lebanese, anti-Lebanese mountains are there. This is the Hula region, and this is the Safed or Jafed region, they call it. And now I'm showing is the Golan Heights, and this is annexed by 1967 war. Israelis got it from Syria now. They made it their own part, but it is disputed. So Tiberias or Kinneret region, this is the freshwater lake and Jordan River here. And Jordan River finally falls into the Dead Sea, that is the Salt Lake, essentially Dead Sea. And across this is the Cisjordan region or West Bank. Transjordan region is the East Bank. The East Bank, West Bank was under the control of Jordanian kingdom and king. Later Jordan has ceded it and now become a semi-independent political entity called Palestine and so on. So that is about the broader and understanding of this region, the Sinai Peninsula, and so on. And in the next presentations, and we'll be talking about going back to our the broad idea of the physiographic regions of Israel, West Bank, and Palestine. We'll be talking about the BeitSham area. The broadly I call it BeitSham. We're looking about 4 or 5 physiographic regions. So thank you, Mitranam, joining me today, and appreciate if you post some of your comments or any questions, and see you later in the next presentation. Dr. J. Reddy, South Asia Maps, Intellectual Kshatriya's channel.